Good morning, Trevor. Good morning, listeners. I'm very conscious as I begin this talk that we know of at least one person who lost their life in Donegal during the storm. Well, our sympathies and our prayers go out to his family. Eternal rest grant to his soul. But I'm very clear that the rest of us have had a wondrous escape. Thanks be to God for modern science and meteorology and the advantages we have nowadays. I have to compare this with what we call the Night of the Big Wind in January of 1839, probably Ireland's worst natural disaster. It became known as the Night of the Big Wind, or Ihe na Gaoithe Móra, as a result of a poem that was written by Michael Burke of Esker, near Athenry in County Galway. And he wrote the poem, we believe, after the storm. Now, I believe there are 24 verses in it, and normally when it's recited, there are 15 verses recited. Snow had begun to fall that day, and the children were out enjoying themselves. It was the feast of the Epiphany, or Women's Christmas. But there was a very quick change in the temperature. In the Phoenix Park, there was a 10-degree rise in temperature between 3 in the evening and 9. And in Limerick, we have the pressure readings on a barometer that was so extreme, it was below the lowest mark of the barometer. Unknown to anyone at that time, a huge depression had developed off Ireland and was going to wreak havoc. The storm would hit largely between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. the following morning. Salt water would be found on trees 40 miles from the sea. Flooding was caused. I believe that 42 ships were lost during it. In Monaghan, the ground was reported black afterwards, with the mangled bodies of cows and birds. One Clare farmer lost 170 sheep. Even more astonishing was, near Kilbeggan, the water was blown out of the canal completely. The canal was empty. In Kerry, seabirds were found dead 90 miles inland, and all along the west coasts, herrings could be found 6 miles from the sea. It's believed that some 3 million trees were blown down, and it would take a generation at least to restore the countryside to the beauty it had enjoyed the summer before. Stacks of wheat and corn were destroyed, resulting in starvation among livestock in the following months. Much of the inland damage was caused by a storm surge that drew large quantities of seawater inland, resulting in widespread flooding. Even well-built buildings suffered structural damage, including factories and military barracks. The newly constructed St. Mary's Roman Catholic Church in Derry Trasna was completely destroyed, and one of the steeples of the Church of Ireland Church in Castlebar was blown down. Large country houses were unroofed, and the houses of the poor were devastated. One of the reports speaks about fire falling from the clouds, as the wind destroyed houses and mixed the thatch with the embers of the fires and the buildings. Buildings took fire, and the wind carried the flaming embers to the following buildings. In Loughrea, 103 houses were destroyed, 71 of them through this fire phenomenon, 15 houses in Gort, 13 in Ballinasloe, and more than 100 in Athlone. Many houses in Dublin were wholly or partly demolished, and thousands suffered damage. It was described in the newspapers afterwards that it had the view of a sacked city. The Limerick City Chronicle of the 9th of January, 1839 records that over £30,000 damage, that's over 3 million in sterling today, worth of damage was caused to the ships and structures in Limerick harbour when shipping in the port was dashed violently against the quays. Now, Trevor, it was our own fellow Limerick man, Ciarán MacMahuna of RTE fame, who recorded that poem that I spoke of at the beginning, Ihe Guihe Mora. I'm not going to recite the 15 verses, nor the 24, but I'm just going to recite this little bit, but I'll do it in English. The night of the big wind, or the end of the world, the night of the Epiphany, will be clearly remembered forever. Many thousands perished, at home, at sea, and abroad. It was a night of big wind, a night of storm and burning that caused floods, tore trees to shreds, and made work for craftsmen. It was the worst storm to hit Ireland for 300 years. We're not quite sure how many died, but certainly over 250 lost their lives in that storm, which makes me be grateful for modern meteorology and the escape that we've had. God have mercy on the man who died. God grant consolation to his family. And thanks be to God, most of us, thank God, have survived our own storm with little damage to life or limb. Houses, slates, trees, all can be replaced in time. Human life is precious. Thanks be to God, we came through the storm and survived. Have a good day, listeners. God bless. Slán go fóill.